Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to my 5th episode in my most expensive loadout series. Now of course we are going in order that the classes are presented in game, so it's only logical that we go with the heavy in this episode. So if you don't know what this series is, we're going to be covering the most expensive possible loadout that can be made using the backpack.tf pricing for any class in the game. And of course this week it is for heavy. So we're going to be covering 3 cosmetics that can be worn at the same time and 3 weapons that can be used at the same time. So firstly, in this heavies loadout we have a Morning Glory sleeveless in Siberia. Now regardless of the fact this is a glitched item and it's extremely limited and unable to unbox anymore, they do sell fairly frequently. It was recently priced at 670 keys and there's one currently on the market without a listed buyout. It's an extremely rare misc that actually came about due to a glitch that happened when the item was released. It was able to be unboxed in unusual form for a brief amount of time. It's actually a misc for the heavy and it's just a jacket with snowy sleeves that normally isn't worth too much. However, due to its rarity, it earned its spot on this list, coming in as quite possibly one of the most expensive miscs in the game. And before I get comments saying, the burning viewfinder, the scorching viewfinder, I mean the sleeveless Siberia in general, it's actually a really high average price. So if you actually look on backpack.tf, the sleeveless Siberia, the average price is actually 582 keys, which, excluding the No Mercy, the cold front curb stompers and the coffin kit, along with the other glitched heavy misc which is the Hunter Heavy, it is the most expensive misc on average in the game. So that is why it has its spot on this list, a really cool misc with a nice decent effect. Next up on the list we have a Burning Old Man Frost. Now this isn't actually the most expensive possible heavy hat, however it's the most expensive heavy hat that is likely to be sold again for around this price due to the fact there's actually 2 on the market right now. It comes in at 250 keys and is of course that sort of Santa hat with the mustache and the glasses for the heavy. I really do like this hat, I'm a really big fan of it and I definitely see it being able to reach the buyouts that are listed on Outpost, which are 300 to 330 keys. It's a really cool hat and definitely combos well with the other items in this list and definitely deserves its spot. So thirdly on this list we actually have another unusual misc. That's right, we've got a triple combo coming in for this heavy, and this is going to be a Chiroptera venata large luchador. Again, apologies if I pronounced that effect wrong, we've actually had it featured previously and I'm fairly certain I absolutely butchered that name. Regardless of my poor pronunciation, this is the scorching bat effect on the wrestler's mask for the heavy. It's currently priced at 214 keys, however it's actually about to get repriced at around 285 due to a suggestion from my friend Bob. Currently it isn't the most expensive heavy mask and that's actually a Demon Flame one, however the Demon Flame one hasn't been traded in over 5 months and isn't likely to be traded anytime soon. Also, when this Chiroptera venata price suggestion gets accepted, it will actually be over 45 keys more expensive, so it's definitely going to be on this list at some point or another. So that is the heavies miscs for this video guys. That is a triple combo and it does look really cool together, Burning, the Scorching Bat and Morning Glory. So now we've got the miscs out of the way, let's get on to the heavy weapons. So the first weapon in this loadout on our heavies minigun of choice is a Strange Normal minigun. The Strange Normal minigun, although is a glitched item, is actually quite common. It's there's about 3 or 4 on the market right now and all of them are selling for around 50 or so keys, and it was priced just 7 months ago at 55 keys. The reason I'm using this is because I feel like they're going to be selling again and fairly frequently, and regardless of the fact it's a glitched item, it's still making frequent appearances on the market. So that's our heavies minigun sorted and definitely deserves its spot on this list, a really cool collector's piece. Next up on the list is the Genuine Robo Sandwich. It was actually really close to being repriced by the Collector's Sandwich, however the Genuine Robo Sandwich comes in at 15 keys as opposed to the Collector's Sandwich's 12. Now the Genuine Robo Sandwich is actually a promotional item. It was added to the game in 2012 to players that opened the What's in the Sandwich box. Of course, every time this box was opened, it granted the user a Genuine Robo Sandwich. These are of course very limited due to the fact it's a promotional item, which may be be reflected in its price. The weapon itself has a really cool aesthetic with an all over metal design with occasional colours creeping out to be the ingredients in the sandwich, and the little pin keeping the sandwich at the top is a little red dot. This really does sort of signify the overall robotic theme. It's a really cool weapon and definitely deserves its spot on this list due to the frequency it sells and the overall appearance of it. So lastly on the list is actually quite cheap in comparison to the rest of the items, but still fairly expensive overall. This is of course the Collector's Fists of Steel. I personally don't use the Fist of Steel, but I know a lot of people that do, and it does kind of go with the genuine Robo Sandwich in a sense due to the fact they're both sort of metallic and robotically themed. Even though it's got an unusually low price in comparison to the rest of the stuff in this episode, it still is the most expensive heavy melee weapon and does appear on the market frequently, which does give it its spot on this list. So that is our heavy loadout done. We are now officially over halfway through this series. If you are enjoying this series, then do be sure to slap a like on it and let me know what you think in the comments section below. That's just about it, guys. Thank you again so much for watching, and peace.